Welcome to Mellow Baron True Fact Channel. We're here again with another video. Like I said, we're doing 6 a week on a smooth 7 on the 7. Every week, 52 weeks a year. Alright, I know we've been covering a lot of politics, so we're going right back with another video about Mr. Trump, basically about America as a whole, because he is the face of America presently. Alright, but we're going to get deep into it to put it into perspective. So let's get to the video. Please subscribe, please follow if you haven't followed on the other platform, but please subscribe to YouTube, hit the notification bell, that way you know when I'm on, when I'm live, every time. 6 videos a week. Let's get to it.
No. I'm glad you asked me that question. No, I'm not having any second thoughts about representing President Trump. It is the proudest thing I could ever do. What I am having second thoughts about is the license that I stand here with that the people in there are supposed to have. I have not spoken because I respect my ethics while I'm on trial. But let me now speak about what has happened. I have sat on trial after trial for months in this state, the state of New York. Attorney General Letitia James, and now this. Weeks. Why? Because President Trump is leading in the polls, and now we see what you get in New York. So don't get it twisted, whoever asked me that question. I am so proud to stand with President Trump. But I am not proud to stand with what I saw in that courtroom. I'm not finished. Let me just finish and I'll take questions, please. Before I walked into court, that judge decided that every single defense President Trump had, we were not allowed to raise in front of the jury. It is in writing, and I encourage the journalists, the real journalists, to take the minute to look at his orders. There was no proof. And I couldn't prove that she didn't bring in the dress. There was no DNA. There was no expert. My experts were denied. Two of them were denied to come in. They didn't let me bring up that Reid Hoffman funded Miss Kaplan. And you know what we got in there? That my witness, who was her friend, who said that she is a drug addict and the drug addict is herself. That friend, I found out in there, was paid for by Miss Kaplan's firm, and that is disgusting. That is a violation of everything I stand for, and that is why I stand with Trump. And that is why so many Americans are so proud that he is running again and so excited to run to the ballot box. But don't get it twisted. We are seeing a violation of our justice system. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to be stripped of every defense that you have. You are not allowed to be told that you can't bring it up. And imagine a point where a judge tells the lawyer, before your client, the former president of the United States, the leading candidate and obvious nominee for the Republican Party, before he takes the stand to defend himself, Ms. Haba?
A lot of people are quick to say that, oh, yeah, Mr. Trump revoking this, Mr. Trump revoking that. But you mean to tell me we live in a country that everybody has equal rights, right? Everybody has rights. That the lawyer that was representing the president is on trial because she represented the president? That's not bias? That's not so one-sided? Huh? Come on, man. You have to sit back and look at it. So you mean to tell me because this lawyer represented him and he is basically, I would say, the most hated president by the other party, the other side, that they take the lawyer on trial and put her on trial? Come on. Please leave your comments below. Let's get
the side of Trump the media doesn't want you to see.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you all very much. No, thank you, sir. Great job.
Thank you, Mr. President. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Can I shake your hand, sir?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. That's a great gesture.
Thank you, First Lady.
Thank you.
I don't care what it says.
We love you. Thank you. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. This guy just got a better look. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you
The
all.
operating room, right? A couple hours ago. See, when Trump shakes your hand, there's no problem. Thank you all very much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, darling. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
You care about praying?
No, not it. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Lord, I pray, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Donald Trump, I pray, God, that you just help him in this presidency.
With an incurable illness, and I'm on home care now. It was caused by a doctor's medical negligence, and in those dark days fighting, right now all the tubes have been removed, and I have a do not resuscitate order, and I have a 7-year-old son. In those days in the hospital, I received from you a handwritten.
Me, I'm a neutral party. I don't vote. But one thing I do is I try to lift up every rock and do the research to wonder why is some people are being treated the way they are. All right, I have my fair share been mistreated by the system, but I'm a black man. That's different than to see why do everybody hated Trump, because I believe before he ran the first time, everybody loved him. Everybody came out by numbers and voted for him. But this time around, all of a sudden, the system, the agenda, the propaganda, everything that's happening on how it is. So I go and I look at it. The public, the people, is not saying the same thing that everybody in politics is saying. Please leave your comments below, and also let's get to the next video.
Are you planning to accept a salary as president?
I'm not going to accept a salary, no. And I'm giving up a lot of money, you know. Do you know, it amazed me, and maybe this isn't right, but other than George Washington, and they're not sure about that, every president has accepted their salary except me.
And you did accept the pension, correct?
I don't think so.
You didn't accept your pension?
I don't think I accepted anything. I didn't. I get a salary. The president gets about $450,000 a year, and I didn't take it.
I want to ask you again about...
By the way, I got no credit for that. That's okay.
Well, I am asking you about it for that reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's notable you're not going to accept a salary.
Yeah, I don't accept. I'm not. Yeah. I didn't, and I'm not going to. And I don't believe I got any credit for that. But I just feel it's, for me, it's a nice thing.
I swear, Trump could give up his salary. He could save the world. He could do everything right. But these left crooked reporters and journalists, they will find everything and anything to put it against Trump. You know, he did this nice thing of not taking the salary again. And you see how she's like, but you took the pension? Shut up. He's doing something nice. At least saying, wow, that's noble of you. Something, right? But she's always finding something negative. I'm so glad till this day that he won so those people can continue to be miserable for the next 4 years.
One thing I can say for sure is I know the president, he's wealthy. Therefore, the $400,000, $300,000, whatever they pay a year, he don't really need that, all right? And then to say that take a pension, do he really need the pension? That man's like $7 billion up before he came into office. Then he dropped his coin. I was reading, I'm not sure. Please do your research. He gained another $25 billion off the meme coin that he dropped, the Trump fight coin. I'm not sure how much he invested or not. I know he's not a dummy. He invested in his own coin. So we can't sit there and be like, what is a few dollars? The same way I seen somebody else talking about, oh, you're in $400 million in debt. This man is worth $7 billion. That's not even 10% of his money. Come on, let's get to it. Next video.
Kamala Harris will abandon her seat. As you all know, as the vice president and as serving as the president of the Senate, she is supposed to be seated next to me at the rostrum. She will not be there because she refuses to attend. She needs to be held accountable for that, and she needs to be asked very searing questions about why. They went down the roster to find out who else would sit in the seat. Senator Patty Murray declined the opportunity as well. She will also boycott the event, skip the speech. They landed on Senator Cardin, who is retiring from the Senate, so has little political risk. The idea that they are making political calculations when our ally is in such dire straits, fighting for its very survival and fighting back against the horrific attack.
Hold on to your seats, America, because the political drama is in full swing, and the star of the show? None other than former President Donald Trump. Picture this: a high-stakes joint session of Congress, the nation's attention locked in. And what does Trump do? He starts with a bang. Outrageous and inexcusable, he bellows, as all eyes turn to an empty chair. The chair that should have been occupied by none other than Vice President Kamala Harris. Cue the gasp from the audience. Trump, always one to create a spectacle, doesn't just point out the absence, he makes it the centerpiece of the moment. Can you believe it? Kamala Harris is boycotting this joint session. It's like something out of a soap opera, folks. The tension builds, the crowd leans in, and just when you think it can't get any juicier, Trump's voice booms again. What could be more pressing than this moment of historical gravity? The audience, already on edge, is hanging on every word, wondering what on earth could be more important than attending this high-profile session. Could it be a personal mission to count how many times Trump says "tremendous" in his speeches? Now that's a storyline twist you didn't see coming. The crowd is in suspense, eyes wide, as Trump masterfully keeps them hanging by a thread. But wait, just when you think the drama is over, it thickens. Kamala isn't the only one missing in action. Enter Senator Patty Murray, another absentee. The list keeps growing, and Trump, ever the showman, is ready to milk the situation for all it's worth. Hands flailing like an orchestra conductor, he points to the now half-empty stage and asks, who do they finally settle on?
Where was America when Miss Harris didn't show up? When her own party, they blast her. They put her on. She didn't show up. She didn't do her duties. She didn't do her job, right? But we're sitting here. If it was about Trump, everybody would have talked about it. Everybody would have this. Everybody would have that. We have to put the truth where it's at, man. Our system is broken. It's been broken. So if this is the first time we're having change in 200-something years, I think change is good. So let's see where change is going.
It's about time that this country had somebody running it that has an idea about money. Where we have $20 trillion in debt and our country's a mess. You know, it's one thing to have $20 trillion in debt and our roads are good and our bridges are good and everything's in great shape. Our airports are like from a third world country. You land at LaGuardia, you land at Kennedy, you land at LAX, you land at Newark. And you come in from Dubai and Qatar, and you see these incredible, you come in from China, you see these incredible airports, and you land, we become a third world country. So, the worst of all things has happened. We owe $20 trillion, and we're a mess. We haven't even started. And we've spent $6 trillion in the Middle East, according to a report that I just saw, whether it's 6 or 5, but it looks like it's 6. $6 trillion in the Middle East. We could have rebuilt our country twice.
Do I agree? Yes, I agree that we should have somebody that knows something to do with money, because the debt ceiling is still going up. We're taking care of every other country that's in need. We're sending money out of the country. Our people are homeless. Our veterans are homeless. Our people are starving. We don't have health care. And then we're paying all this money to all these other countries, but we're not doing nothing for ourselves. So we have to come to the day and age and literally look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror and make the decision. All right? What are we going to do? So what he's saying, I support. We have a whole bunch of people that have been running this country that are not billionaires. But you're running $1 trillion, like $20 trillion plus deficit, but you don't even own $1 billion. You don't know what to do with money. At the end of your office term, you go home with $20-30 million or $100 million. You're wealthy for us, which is in the lower class and the middle class. But what are you really doing for the country? Why is it the country taking care of us? Like Dubai, the people in Dubai, they go to work for luxury, but the country provide them everything else that they need. All right? The country is United Emirates. The city is Dubai. Correction. Let's get to the next video. Please comment below. And if you're here, you're enjoying this video, please follow.
Trying to warn us. Listen to this.
Over 130 legislators in this chamber have endorsed legislation that would bankrupt our nation by providing free taxpayer-funded health care to millions of illegal aliens, forcing taxpayers to subsidize free care for anyone in the world who unlawfully crosses our borders. These proposals would raid the Medicare benefits of our seniors and that our seniors depend on, while acting as a powerful lure for illegal immigration. That is what is happening in California and other states. Their systems are totally out of control, costing taxpayers vast and unaffordable amounts of money. If forcing American taxpayers to provide unlimited free health care to illegal aliens sounds fair to you, then stand with the radical left. But if you believe that we should defend American patients and American seniors, then stand with me and pass legislation to prohibit free government health care for illegal aliens.
These days, hotel rooms in Midtown Manhattan, healthcare services, library cards, school supplies, and even, yes, cell phones being offered to illegal immigrants these days.
Is in a lot of places, but it's also right here in New York. In Staten Island, residents there are fed up. They have protested a bus that brought in migrants to a shelter that was once an elderly care center in their neighborhood. And when this happened, things got heated.
Delaney Deco has spent nearly 4 years with the Boston United Track and Cross Country Club. It's just one of the organizations trying to get back on track after the state announced it's flipping the Cass Recreation Center into emergency housing.
It was shocking. However, considering the emergent circumstances, we sort of knew that, decisions needed to be made quickly. We just didn't realize how quickly.
Well, I definitely think that the community was not heard, or listened to.
Eleanor Williams walks here with her dad multiple times a week. Indoor exercise he's able to get for free during the winter months. Williams says neighbors didn't hear about the change until Friday. The state is creating what it calls a temporary safety net site for unhoused and migrant families, especially those sleeping at Logan Airport. Meantime, coaches and community members are hoping the state finds a solution for them as quickly as they took one away.
It's going to be difficult. We're going to do what we can to keep the program going.
We are used to hearing promises that aren't followed up on.
The migration crisis causing budget pinches coast to coast. Chicago allocating $51 million to deal with the influx.
$51 million is a lot of money.
Some residents up in arms.
We need to take care of our community. We need to take care of our Black community.
Arguing city council has their priorities wrong.
I demand you to have the same passion and urgency to pass the City of Chicago reparations order.
In California, the state legislature advancing a bill to give undocumented migrants who are out of work unemployment checks.
This safety net is good for families, helping to ensure that they get food on the table and have a roof over their heads.
Republicans estimating the proposal would cost $2 billion a year.
When the governor and the Democrat supermajority is sending out the message of come to California, get free money, you don't have to work, that's just going to draw more and more illegal immigrants to our state.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams says caring for these migrants costs his city $4.3 billion.
Every service in the city is going to be impacted by this asylum and migrant crises that we are facing.
School systems also feeling the impact. The New York Post reporting 16,000 migrant children enrolled in New York City public schools since the fall. Florida's Miami-Dade County adding 20,000 migrant kids this year alone, according to NPR. The district already struggling to hire enough teachers.
State and local leaders fighting over federal dollars to help with the migrants' care. Mayor Eric Adams says the White House failed his city. The Biden administration says they are working on sending additional funds to places like New York City to help address the crisis.
Everything Donald Trump predicted about illegal immigration is happening right now across the country. Everything. You can't make this up. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section. God bless you. Catch you on the next one. Trump 2024.
The one thing I really want to know is how come everybody talk about old Trump deportation is bad and this and this, but all these people that let all these people in, if Miss Harris would have got elected, she would have probably let more influx of people in, right? Everything, no problem. We have plenty of land for that. But the problems oppose when the Republican take office and they gonna reverse everything that you do. Some way, somehow, all this that's happening to these people is the downfall of the Democratic Party that let them in to start with. Okay? That's what's happening. And then the other Hispanic people that vote to get Hispanic people out. So now Mr. Trump's in the office. Everything that's happening, we know it was going to happen. He ran on it. He's standing on business. Let's get to the next video.
Trump has is a felony, correct? Or has a felony? A felon. Right around.
Correct.
Can any of you men up there run for the president of the United States in any local government with a felony right now? I just want you to answer that question.
I would say, well, if we're running for president, it's not anything that would disqualify me or anybody out here for running for president. You can run for any. It's not a requirement.
That's right. You can run for office you can run for office whether it's local or not a felony. And we got to also take this in mind.
Okay.
Before Donald Trump got into politics, he wasn't a felon.
True.
Okay. So something like Brother Malik said, something happened. All of a sudden, he became the president. Now just look at this.
Okay.
He became the president of the country. He went all his life and he never ever got a felony. He became the president of the most powerful nation in this world. And then he get a felon. He get all these felonies while he the president. And we don't sit back and say, something is definitely wrong with that picture here.
Please do your research. Please educate yourself. She was trying to make a point, except the point turned around in circles. Yes, he has a felony. That does not stop him or from holding office. Okay, you can become a lawyer. You can with felonies. You can also work your way up to a judge. Or certain. There's only 5 states that stop people from holding office with a felony, but you can work your way up into politics with a felony. That is also true. So these guys gave her an answer, but that's not the answer she was really looking for. Let's get to the next video. Please follow.
This might be the first president that we ever have in history that has a probation officer and a side chick in the White House at the same time.
The probation officer is the part that makes it wonky.
We're going to have a president who's going to have to go to the probation office to get a travel permit just so he can go to China and meet the Chinese dude to talk about the trade and the economy.
Can you imagine the power trip that you would have if you were the probation officer of the president of the United States? Because look, man, probation officer, like, that's your daddy.
You are literally the highest ranking person in America. So that means your probation officer has to come and talk to you.
The probation officer got to go over to the United Nations. Hey, just letting you know, Donald will be here.
That's cool. We got all types of people in the back of the house on probation too. We love these guys.
School prayer is banned, but drag shows are allowed to permeate the whole place. It's okay. You can't teach the Bible, but you can teach children that America is evil and that men are able to get pregnant. Whatever it takes, conservatives must liberate America's children from the captivity of these Marxist teachers' unions. That's what they are. Where do they come from? Across the country, we need to implement strict prohibitions on teaching inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material to America's school children in any form whatsoever.
And if federal bureaucrats are going to push this radicalism, we should abolish the Department of Education.
I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but I said this. I would like to meet with LeBron, say, LeBron, I've decided I'm going to get out of the presidential business, get out of the real estate business. I'm going to become a basketball coach of women. And I'm going to get him and 4 or 5 other guys to transition. And we are going to have the greatest basketball team in history. We will be undefeated forever.